In this video, I'm going to break down the only system you need to sign clients in 2026 through cold outreach and content systems. I want to break down A to Z how I have signed some of the biggest names in the info marketing space, where I literally went from a complete stranger to signing people worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I want to break down the systems of what I do differently to actually land these whale clients so you can go and actually start signing bigger and bigger clients for your own agency if you are a freelancer or marketing agency owner. Now, we're going to use a hybrid system of cold outreach and content that I'm going to break down in this video. And I promise if you watch till the end of this video, this is going to be like no video you've ever watched before. You're not going to find this advice anywhere else. So stick around to the end because I promise you will find value in this video. Obviously speaking, there's probably going to be a pretty pressing question here. Who have I actually signed with the methods that I am about to teach you? A few people that are definitely worth noting. First off, Blake Anderson, the founder of CaliAI, also a very close personal friend of mine now. We actually met because I started doing work for one of their apps. Jeremy Miner, the founder of 7th Level. There's actually me in this photo right here next to Jeremy. There's at one of our events. Chase Diamond, founder of Structure. These are just a few people that I've used the systems I'm about to teach you to actually start to work with. I know cold outreach better than pretty much anyone in this space, and I want to make this video to just share these systems that actually help you guys start to sign these clients for your agencies and for your freelance business. Now let's get into the outreach section of this video. This is going to be a really important aspect that you guys need to understand, because if you don't understand messaging and how to actually talk to business owners, nothing that I tell you will be applicable. So I need you guys to understand what a good DM versus a bad DM actually looks like. So a good DM, your reel actually appeared on my Explore page, had a pretty interesting idea of something you could do to drive traffic to XYZ source, right? It's supposed to be source. I'm gonna add that in real quick. So bad DM, hey name, I'm a professional, blank, and I want to offer you my services. I charge XYZ, let me know. Obviously speaking, pretty much if you have, a brain, you can decipher why these are not, why this one's good and why this one's bad. I want to look at this from a different perspective. I want to look at why they're different. One of these goes from 0 to 60 instantly, and one of these actually creates curiosity that invokes a response. I am way more interested to hear what this idea is, because this person pitching with this message has left something on the table for me to actually want to consume. In this DM, you're just knocking on the door, and then all of a sudden you're just word vomiting everything that you want to say. I've put together a list of what I think are the most common rules to a cold DM that you should be following. Less than 3 lines on mobile. You don't want to be sending people a giant wall of text. Never really going to work. Don't line break, so don't put every sentence in a separate line. Just put it in a paragraph. Personalized, ideally just a name is completely fine. You really don't need anything else. If you just have their name in there, completely fine. Don't sound corporate. Don't tell people, I'm a copywriter, I run ads. Just talk. Talk like a normal person. Don't CTA to booking a call. This is another one. You don't ask someone to marry you on the first date. It's the same thing. You don't ask someone to book a call with you before you've actually had a conversation with them. Also, don't start with hey name and don't follow them yet. Now, these two are very controversial, but I want to give you guys a little visual analogy for why we don't want to use hey name in messaging. So if I draw 5 red lines and I draw 3 red lines below that red line, and then all of a sudden I draw a green line, all of a sudden, if I ask you guys, okay, which line sticks out to you the most? You're obviously going to tell me that the green line sticks out more than the red line. Now, I need you guys to understand that when you DM somebody and when you send out a piece of cold outreach, the red line right here represents your first initial words. So usually it's hey name and then a few other things, a few other words, and then it just gets cut off by a bunch of dots. That's what it looks like in somebody else's request tab. Now, the reason we don't want to start with hey name is because this is what every single one of these red lines is doing. If you can find a way to not start your cold DM the same way that everybody else is doing right here and go in a different direction, one of your reels just ... You guys got to remember that the person on the other end only sees the first 5 to 7 words of your cold DM. So those 5 to 7 words need to stand out. And every DM looks exactly the same that starts with hey name. Don't start messages with hey name. Trust me on this. Now let's talk about not following them yet. Now, this is a big one, because if you guys are doing outreach, a lot of people are going to tell you like, oh, you need to be following your prospects. You need to be following the people that you want to work with. However, here's my take with this. You need to follow them after they've responded to your initial message, your initial outlying message right here. If they respond, I'm going to put an R here for respond, then follow. The reason for this is just math. If you're sending 50 DMs a day or 50 tweets a day, 50 whatever messages a day, times 7, that's 350 people per week you now need to follow. and you know that not everyone's going to respond. So now you have on average probably 300 people who don't know who you are that you now have to unfollow, which is just a giant pain. It's not worth it. It's not gonna do you any good, right? So follow people once they've actually responded and engaged with you. It's gonna save you a lot of time in the long run. Now let's look at what the ideal outreach workflow actually looks like. So prospect, this is huge, right? You guys want to just go and prospect leads, find people that are gonna be qualified to reach out to. And I get asked this a lot. How do I find more leads to send cold DMs to? I feel like everybody is completely gone. Now, I'm gonna give you guys the biggest piece of sauce that you're probably going to take away from this video. It is site:/Instagram.com. So let's say, for example, I wanna work with somebody in the tax consulting space. I can go here and go tax coach and then paste in site:/Instagram.com. And now I'm only going to get Instagram accounts because this line of code here filters out everything but an Instagram account. You see, if I put this in and I don't put it, it's literally just gonna be a bunch of websites. The second I add it in, you only get Instagram accounts. And you can do this for any niche, right? If you want to work with a trading coach, boom, same thing. You can do this, and if I go to page 6, like there's still leads here. You can find unlimited leads doing this, and then obviously you just combine this with Claude to give you different niches to put in front of the coach name. So that's the easiest way to prospect. And then after that, you're just gonna send your initial DM. And then I always say, instead of going and liking a bunch of their posts, just like their story. This is a pretty easy way to like just kind of stick out. They'll get a little notification that says like their story. It's very low effort. It takes you 10 more seconds out of your day to do this. You really don't need to go to any more extent than just liking the story. If they didn't respond, if you have time, follow up with them. This is where this system gets controversial because everybody loves to preach the idea of, oh, follow up with everybody. But I'm gonna be super straight with you guys. If you do the amount of volume that you should be doing on outreach, you're not going to be able to. So if you have time and you wanna fire some follow-ups, people that have responded, by all means, go for it. If you get a yes, your main priority now needs to be getting some information over to them, not via DM. So you need to get out of their DMs as fast as you can. So the way that I usually do this is I create a little conversation and I'm like, hey, let me send you over some info. Even if it's not relevant, I really think this specifically would help you. Drop me your phone number and I'll text you over a few different resources. And then you're out of their DMs and all of a sudden you're way more likely to get a booked call because you're actually talking to them via iMessage. So the sooner you get them on messages, the better. And I'm gonna put this in highlighted font right here. Right? The sooner you get somebody on iMessage, the better. They're way more likely to book a call. Then you send your free resources over and you ideally book a call and you ideally close them. And you really don't need to do this a whole lot to actually start closing some clients. Now, tracking your leads. This is super important. I talked about up here, you want to track the leads that respond. So you guys only want to be tracking people that respond to your DMs. And then the idea here is you have like 50 people at the end of every single month that are already in conversation, have already been talking to you at some stage that you can really send hyper focused follow-ups to. So this is an example of one of my own lead sheets to show you guys how simple it is, right? Name of who they are, their Instagram link, and then the number of times that you followed up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ideally, everybody should be getting 4 follow-ups if they open your DM or respond, right? And then I have a little status bar here that just says cold, no response, warm, responded, hot, agreed to a call, and DNQ, which is just did not qualify. That would be like if they said, hey, I'm actually shutting this business down. We're not going to be making content anymore. Something like that would be like it did not qualify. But you guys need to be tracking all your leads that actually respond to you, right? And also speaking, if you guys want to take all these leads, pause the video, go for it. Your reward for watching this far in the video. So in terms of your day-to-day schedule, you want to wake up in the morning, send your cold DMs. This is super important to just do this as a high priority in the day, guys. Send your outreach in the morning. Start your day off right. Start your day off with a client acquisition activity. It's going to benefit you in the long run, right? Then after that, we're going to add our responses to our sheet over here. We're going to add the people that actually respond into our tracker. Do that in the morning as well. And then if you can, go through and like respond to people throughout the day. Obviously, if you're working a job, if you're busy, if you're running your agency, whatever situation you might be in, do this when you can, but just have a point where you sit down for 30 minutes and just respond to your leads maybe before you go to bed or start the next cycle of this. And obviously, you're just going to be repeating this. Now, let's talk about how we're going to supplement this system with content. You guys know I've been posting so much about long-form YouTube content because it is truly one of the best ways to sign clients, to get more leads in for your business, and actually grow, whether you're trying to freelance, whether you're trying to sign your first client, whether you're trying to sign your 50th client. YouTube is your best friend. Now, what's awesome about this is all you guys need to do for YouTube is post one video every single week, and you guys can go into ChatGPT image generation and literally just generate thumbnails exactly like this. Every one of these thumbnails was generated by AI, not a designer. You guys can go in and literally just make Miro board loom style videos just like this. I'm not cutting this up. This is a conversation I'm authentically having with you guys, right? You don't need to make some crazy hyper edited like motion graphic in the background video. Just give value. If you're giving a ton of value, people are going to want to work with you. They're going to want to actually invest their time in working with you. One long form video every single week for whatever you sell. Let's say you run ads for other businesses. Let's say you're a copywriter, right? Whatever it might be, you're posting one video every single week on value on that service that's going to make your ideal lead actually want to come work with you. This is going to start booking organic calls down the road. Very, very good, unique system. Now, trial reels on your offer. This is so, so, so important. You need to be posting a ton on trial reels right now. I will give you guys an example, right, of this workflow. I post 5 times a day on trial reels, and then I post the previous day's trial reels on my main feed. So what this would look like is day 1, we're going to post 5 TR, that's trial reels. And then on day 2, we're going to post these 5 on our reels, which is our main feed. And then we're going to create 5 new trial reels, right? Then on day 3, we're going to now take this, no, that was a bad arrow. We're going to take this here and we're going to make 5 reels from the trial reels we posted yesterday. And then we're going to create 5 new trial reels and continue to cycle. The cycle just continues of doing that. Then you always have new videos going live every single day. The idea behind this is you guys are not trying to go mega viral. If you see like the best post here has like 10K views on this one. We've got 5K views on this one. We've got 1.5, 1.8, 1.7, 2. Like these aren't hyper viral videos, but they're my ICP. They're someone that, I would want to work with. So you guys got to understand that your content will play a major factor in this. And you guys, if you don't have like a good background, just do green screen videos. Like that's all you guys need to do. If you feel like you're like in your bedroom or something like that, like just make green screen videos. No one has to even see behind you. This is like the best way. These videos rip right now. So again, 5 trial reels a day, and then post previous day's trial reels to your main feed, giving value on your offer of what you actually sell, and 1 long form video every single week. That is what is going to get you guys the most amount of clients if you optimize with this system up here as well. By the way, guys, if you want hands-on help with everything that I just covered in this video to literally just make sure that your entire outreach and conversion process is locked in less than 2 weeks, then you can click the link below. I have a small group of guys that I work with. One-on-one to get them anywhere from their first client all the way up to 50K a month plus, leveraging literally the exact same systems that I just showed you guys in this video. And you'll be speaking with me directly here. There's no massive program. There's no sales reps. It's literally just a call with me. So if that interests you, that link is down in the description. You can literally just go book that call. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hope this one was helpful.